Hey guys, we're Florida Parks After Dark. Hey, we are here at the Caribbean Beach Resort. Now, for those who don't know, Caribbean Beach Resort is a very big, probably one of the biggest resorts Walt Disney World has, and is made up of different island chains. So each of the little groups of buildings is named after island, Jamaica, Martinique, etc. This is Old Port Royale. Old Port Royale is actually check-in and where the counter service is. So I want to come and show you guys this right now. So we're walking in. So you guys get a chance to peek at this. So this is a moderate resort. It is located a stone's throw from Epcot. It's actually a little insider information. It is located on the circle with Riviera, which is the deluxe resort. So we're here right now in the lobby area. So you kind of come in this main area, and this is grand entrance kind of thing. If you go to your left, which we're going to do right now, that's check-in. Now, I love, real quick, just to pause, I got to show you this. Those fans are just crazy cool. But, so this is check-in. What's great about check-in here is they kind of use these tables. You don't really go to the counter, per se. You kind of come in, they check in at the tables, you get all your stuff, fans. It's a great little spot. And then along the way, obviously, got a place for the kids to sit and watch a little Bluey. Where they go. Now, that's check-in. I love the fact they have these big curtains that kind of can give you the sense of breaking the space up. On the other side of this majestic hallway is their store. It's the Calypso Trading Post. Now, very nice store. Very, very nice store. We'll take a quick walkthrough. Up in the front here, they have the 2025 merchandise. You've seen a lot of this in the other videos we have. And then if you kind of come in now, they have all their tropical stuff, and they have their own Caribbean Beach merchandise right here in the beginning, which has got to be one of the best mugs ever. Look at Mickey. He's awesome. Mug runs. Hold on, I gotta get the glasses down. God, that's terrible. $16.99, because I thought that's actually a very good price for these mugs. And then they have the shirt with all the different island chains on it. And then there's a whole Stitch section, because secretly Stitch does run Disney. And then they have all your tropical shirts and all that coming around, ringing around the side here. Down the middle you have your lounge flies. That's a great little lounge fly, actually. And then if you kind of break away from all the clothing, you have a whole little table here of different lounge flies. And then they kind of have your perfunctory ears, which are just pretty cool. $34.99 for the ears. And then, because Caribbean Beach is so spread out, they do have like almost a little market here where you can pick up a lot of different kind of food and items. Oh, and they got the mini munchlings. Guys, look at how awesome these are. So in the box, there's mystery munchlings. So here's the 3 different kinds of munchlings they got out. Obviously, Mickey, Goofy, and honestly, no idea. But you can get it, and it gives a plushie. They're $12 when you buy 2, or like $14.99 each. And so they kind of come around, and they have the stuffies in the back here. So it's kind of a cute little store. We like it. Now we're gonna start heading out as we meander by the wines. And start heading towards the front, because I gotta show you the rest of this resort. So come with me. So we're gonna head out the store. Right next to the store, they have this little grab and go area. But outside the grab and go area, they actually have the Centertown Market. Now, Centertown Market is that. It's a really cool centerpiece there, but that's your quick service. You order the food there. They give you a number. And then you go to the number counter. So there's where you pick up your specialty coffees. And then they come in different pickup windows. And that's where your food will end up. Their windows are numbered. 1 was coffee, and 2, 3, and 4. And then they kind of have all the areas back here to sit. And all your drinks and stuff. Really kind of a nice space. Now what's interesting about a resort this big is that this dining area actually is not big. You would think it would be really big given how large this resort is. It's a very big resort. But I would say, given the fact that it is not easy to get here, one of the biggest criticisms of this resort we've heard repeatedly is to get anywhere you've got to take a bus. And so you got to wait for a bus at a bus stop to go internally around, much less out to the parks. So that's the lobby area. Now, this is all very cool and all, but the back is awesome. Let's show you this. So straight out the back, first thing we run into is this beautiful fountain, and they got these great lights over top. Now, that building over there, way out in the distance, that's Riviera. And that's a deluxe resort that's on this inner circle. And it goes out that way, and then over there is a lighthouse, because there's this huge body of water out back here. You can rent boats, and they kind of... Now, this is a self-contained lake, so this doesn't connect. So this isn't a way to get to Disney Springs or to get to a park, but you can take boats out here. And then it kind of comes around out here. This is just a great little walkway. So we're gonna peel back around. We're gonna go back through here because I want to show you guys out this way. So again, we're walking back towards the lobby. I gotta show you this real quick, show you how big this is. So that's the resort. It goes Trinidad, Jamaica, Barbados, Aruba, Martinique, and at the very top is Riviera. So what's great about this resort is that it is a major hub for the Skyliner. So from that Skyliner, you can get to Riviera, you can get to Art of Animation, to Pop Century, you can get to Hollywood Studios, and you get Epcot from here. So it's really neat. Now, back here is the pool area. And we'll come around this way. The pool area is outstanding. It is such a neat vibe. I gotta show you. Hold on, give me one sec. Okay, now, if that doesn't scream Pirates of the Caribbean, I don't know what does. Now, this is Caribbean Beach Resort, Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think this is kind of what it is. So, that's the pool. It has cannons and water and slides in the back there. And if you come back this way, I'll show you their water park. Their water park for little guys is great. So real quick, back here in the corner is this. So this is their splash park. And their splash park is a boat that's broken apart on the reef, and water spraying everywhere, and it is just great. That top of the bucket that dumps, and water sprays everywhere, and they have slides, and they have everything. Just really a neat water park, and I'm stalling a little bit hoping that bucket dumps, but I think I'm going to lose out. So we're going to keep going. I'm giving up. So out the back here, this is Banana Cabana. Banana Cabana is casual dining, obviously late bar area. Steel drums are the lights. I mean, what's not to like about this, right? It's almost like a sports bar slash beach bar slash Caribbean energy. And then their formal dining is Sebastian's. Now, Sebastian's is a seafood restaurant, which is odd to have Sebastian the crab on it when it's a seafood restaurant, but that's what it is. So it's there, and this is their fine dining here. And we showed you, I'll show you the menu very quickly. As you can tell, this is a higher end dining experience than obviously counter service or Banana Cabana. And we were around this way and we saw this, but that again is Riviera Resort and the lighthouse. That's just a great spot. And then you might not be able to see them, but there you go, you can see it. So that's the Skyliner. That Skyliner is running from the Riviera out to Pop Century. And then behind that is the Epcot Bowl. And then if you go straight over there, that center section actually is a island. Yes, they have an island. There's a bridge that goes across that island right there. Let me get past the lights. Right there, where those guys are. You go onto that island. There's a playground on the island, and that's when they do their movies at night. So they really put a lot into this space, and it's not a big centralized lobby area because it's being so spread out. There's other pools peppered out kind of throughout the countries, or the little buildings, but they do such a nice job here. So with that being said, guys, this is George Floyd Parks After Dark. We're here at Caribbean Beach Resort. Moderate, good resort. Lots to offer you. It is spread out. It is transportation challenging, but it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful space, as I will show you. So with that being said, guys, do me a favor, like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Real good.
Hey guys, it's George, Florida Parks After Dark. Hey, we are here at Pop Century. We have tried to get in and do this review for you guys forever. We got it today. We're gonna take time to go through and show you why this Value Resort is the most popular and probably one of the best. So take a couple minutes with us, take a walk through. Let me show you this, but wait till the end of this video. End of this video, I will show you exactly why this takes it to the next level. It's at the very end. Guys, take care, enjoy this. Let's go take a look. All right, guys, so Pop Century. Pop Century is a value resort. It is themed after different decades. There's 1950, 1960, 1970, 1980, and 1990. So what they've done in their little lands that kind of surround this back lobby area is each one's themed it for one of those decades. Now, being a bit older, I've lived through most of these decades. So it'll be fun to share with you kind of that perspective. But listen, a lot of kind of secrets about Pop Central we'll be sharing along the way. This obviously is the main entrance. We're going to go in and take a look at the lobby. For those who watch our channel or those who know Disney World, you're going to notice some familiarity, some similarities. And we're going to explain that in 1 second. As soon as we get in, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, we're in the lobby. Obviously, it feels similar to maybe the Art of Animation, and there's a very specific reason why. This actually was the first resort here before Art of Animation. And Art of Animation was mimicked to be an extension of this, a round 2 of this, which would go from the 90s and move up. What ended up happening was they ended up closing that for a period of time, reopening as Art of Animation, so that's why the physical plan, how it lays out, looks very similar, it's identical. But this is it. So along this back wall, they have these framed boxes with items from that decade. It's the 1950s. And here's the 60s. Let's try a little closer for you. And then you get into the 1970s. Where did this go? And Star Wars came out, for those who didn't know. And then we get into the 80s. Cabbage Patch Dolls, oh god, I remember the lines buying those. And then after that we get to the 90s. The 90s a little bit over here, we've got Pop, and here's the 90s. first laptops, first cell phones. And so that's just samples of what that is. Let's look back over the lobby area real quick. Now it is busy, but they have behind, which is great, the check-in desk, which is right here. This whole section here is they have pictures of actual those times. These are real pictures of what it was like back if you lived in that period of time. So it goes all the way back down to the 60s. So that's the lobby. We're gonna come straight through now. Through the lobby, the other side of the lobby is everything pop. Now that is their shopping. But behind the shopping, as you go through the shopping, is their quick counter service restaurant. So what we found about with this store is it is a little more narrow, but their ears are fantastic. Now they did their own Pop Century brand stuff, which we love. So these Pop Century ears are $34.99. They're records, in case you didn't know, with the bow. And then they do have the $79.99 Spirit jersey. Have a nice day, which is great, with Mickey and Pluto. I'm sorry, Goofy. Look at me. And then it has the Pop Century logo on the front. And then they do have all their Pop Century items. And these are really great mugs, bright and colorful. $27.99 for this. It's metal, plastic lid. It's just a solid cup. And then we come around this way. They continue kind of, now this is 2025 merch. And what we're seeing is some things maybe besides the Pop Century stuff that we haven't seen in other places. Great Star Wars merchandise, great Pixar merchandise. A little more adult, which I find interesting. This is an outstanding hoodie sweatshirt. It's got Disney World on the sleeves. And the back, you had to know it's gonna have something on the back. And the back is authentic Disney. That is a fantastic sweatshirt. I'm gonna be scared to see what it's called. And it looks like it's $74.99. So let's keep going through. So really, various clothing and shoes, and then they of course have to have your lounge flies and your ears. They're a requirement when you're in one of these stores. And then there's other Disney merchandise. This is a fantastic lounge fly. Totally different than the lounge flies. Like if you look at that lounge fly and compare it to those lounge flies, you're in a whole different world, right? And then they have the mugs. As you come through here, they do have their snacks, their Mickey merch. We'll pop on the other side, because this is, I think how the store is subdivided. Now you're already starting to see some of the impact there. They have a Rubik's Cube on top of the center area here. We walked in. And over here, there's more of a toys, some more Disney belongings. The Play in the Park group, an entirely different brand for them. A great Play in the Park lounge fly. And wow, and they have the Play in the Park ears for $34.99. Those are great ears. And this is great. They have socks. Now you'll laugh. Why? Because my partners in crime, if you know the channel, you know that my two daughters love socks like this. They go crazy with socks like this. And so it's if you buy two, it's $15 for each. It's $30 for two, or $17.99 for one. And then they have their tees, and then all the Toy Story stuff, and your toys are in the back here. And what we realize is these big stitches are everywhere. They're $70, $69.99. They're humongous, but they're amazing. So that's the store. In comparison to other stores, even like, let's say the Art of Animation, the store is much bigger. This is a store that's very concentrated. The stuff they have here is really nice, however. I like the Pop Century branded. And then you go into this area. Now what you'll see immediately is this curtain. The Pop Century dining area is going through a renovation. They finished the majority of it. This is the final stage of it. But if you can see the bright colors, the shapes, it's whimsical, it's kind of fun. And they have kind of your standard stations here. But I mean, the options are what they've done in their quick service is fantastic. They have a lot of different items. So you can get many different things. Now what I have noticed is, and it's a shame, I think they may have missed an opportunity to then theme the food maybe on the centuries as well, but that's okay. So a lot of good seating, good counter service, and I gotta tell you, Disney's up their game on their food across the board, either way. We're gonna head back through there to go back to the lobby. So I'm gonna go through that main door and show you this. Now, let's talk about Pop Century. Pop Century has obviously those 5 decades, so there's 5 lands. They're spread out across a very large space, themed incredibly well. What we're gonna do together right now is we're gonna go through each one. I'm going to show you what it is, talk a little bit about it, and really be able to show you why this really is the most popular value resort in all of Disney World. Now, there is a special reason why. We'll get to that. They also have Fast Forward Arcade. Right before you have the pool area. It is actually a very good size arcade. So we're going to head out to the pool area. Now with the All-Star Resorts, you come out through those doors, you come underneath the Star, because it's the All-Star Resort. But we're not at All-Star, we're at where? Pop Century. So you come out into the 60s. So this is the 60s. But what you come out, I'm going to go down these steps, I'll show you. But what you come out through those doors at is that. So you walk under the Pop for Pop Century. The pedal is the pool bar, which is right here at the main pool. The main pool is in the 60s. Now I'm going to show you a quick map so you get a chance to orient you where we're going. Lot to see, lot to see. So, we are now there near the bottom. We're at the 60s. We came through Classic Hall. We're going to the pool. To your left is the 50s. To your right is the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We're going to go see it all right now. So hang in there. Let's show you the 60s right now. What obviously punctuates that first area is a pool area. So here's a pool. Remember in the 60s they had the flower power, the anti-Vietnam War kind of energy. So you have flower spraying in a pool that actually is shaped like a flower. If you were to take a drone and look down, it's flower shaped. The buildings over here have people dancing, and there's words on top, Peace Man, and Can You Dig It? All very 1960s words. We're gonna walk around because there's 2 things that we haven't seen. Now you guys have been with us, I'm sure. Oh, how they've covered the outside staircase, which I love about the value resorts, is this one has a gigantic yo-yo. You can kind of see it through here. Let me show you this one over here. It's a little bit better to see. There's a gigantic yo-yo. Now I gotta show you something that really blows me on Disney. You have the yo-yo. They go as far as to put the string at the top of the yo-yo. That's where your finger goes and you're actually doing a yo-yo for those who don't do it. So then to add that element, it's just all Disney. So this is the 60s. And you're already starting to see what I'm about to show you. In these areas, they shield the stairwells because they're ugly with themed items. Here it's yo-yos. And then they cover the buildings with elements of the theming so that it kind of blends in. And then they throw these guys. Larger than life characters. Now I'll get underneath this umbrella. Jungle Book was released in the 60s. I don't know the exact date. I would. My partners at crime be able to tell me because they're amazingly smart and smarter than me. Mowgli and Blue welcoming you, and now that basically is the entrance to that building. But there's 2 buildings, right? So what's the other side? Let's take a look. The other side, behind that tree, is the biggest Play-Doh can you'll ever see in your entire life. For those who don't know, Play-Doh is the best stuff ever. It is modeling clay, but modeling clay does not begin to tell you what Play-Doh is. Play-Doh is this wonderful clay of multicolors that you can make shapes with. You can squeeze things out, you can freeform, you can cut it. It's awesome. And what do you have at the very top, weight on it? You have those guys hanging out. So for this entrance they have that. Now if you look behind on that wall, You see those shapes? So those are things that you would actually squeeze the Play-Doh through to make the shapes. If you look at that green one, that's it. The Play-Doh squeezing through. So that's what that is. So that's the 60s. This is done incredibly well. That's back towards the main lobby, and that's where we're starting to head back to now. What they do have here, I forgot to show you, is over here, is we have a quote-unquote kiddie pool. So it's a shallow pool for little guys, slow but energy. Just a quick circle, but something for them to be able to come out and play as well. So that's the 60s. Now where we're gonna go next, we're gonna go back in time. We're gonna hit the 50s because it's right over here to my right now. And then from the 50s, we'll go ahead back up and we'll hit the 70s, 80s, and 90s and be able to show you how each one of these lands differentiate. And then at the end of this video, hang out to the end, I will show you exactly why this resort is the biggest bang for your buck in all of Disney. All right, guys, we've successfully gone back in time and we're now in the 50s. Covering up the stairwells on this building of the 50s are gigantic bowling pins. Bowling pins is an incredibly popular pastime for people, and so they covered it. Now, along the building, they have little transistor radios, and these characters. You see her right now. There's Lady. The lady's hanging out in front of one of the buildings. Here you have the Bobby Sox people who dance. You have records, 45s, which many of you will not know what they are. The middle section is you can play on a 33. So before CDs and before streaming, there were records. But there's always been Lady. And the Lady, I'll show you Tramp in a second. Now, Lady and the Tramp was released in 1955. June 22nd, 1955 to be exact, to be a complete Disney nerd. So that's Lady. And what they've done is they've dressed up the outside of the building to look for the stone facade. She's on a barrel. There's another barrel. And then we turn this way. We got Tramp. And you know we had to have Lady and the Tramp. Looking at each other for forever, for infinity. So he's smiling at her. There's their doghouse, which is actually part of the pool house, which I think that element is fantastic. And there's a Lady looking shy because he's getting stared at by Tramp. But then what takes this thing to the next level, you have the bowling pins. This is their pool area back here in this land. And that green square thing is actually a locker for the bowling alley. And there was a bowling cues in those slots. And then they went ahead and took it to the next level. And they put a jukebox like they used to have in diners back there. That is awesome. So this is the 1950s. It has its own pool. The pool is shaped like, yeah, a bowling pin. So you have that. Sorry, guys. And we're gonna start heading off now. Now, we've gone back in time to the 50s. We've seen the 60s. I'm gonna take you, all right, guys, we traveled ahead in time. We're now in the 70s. That, my friends, is an 8-track. It's blocking the stairwell, but that's an 8-track. What is an 8-track? Think of a gigantic cassette. Oh, real quick. Here's Goofy and his Corvette. An 8-track is basically what preceded what was before cassettes. They were big. They've been 8-track players. Cars all had them. And they just basically were really just clunky. So we're in the 70s. And you're gonna see here you got the big shoes with the big heels. Mood rings, which is a ring you put on your finger that would change colors based on your mood. People disco dancing against the wall there, and then you got gigantic foam Mickey. Gigantic foam Mickey is awesome. Get around here and get a chance to show you this, because there's one other thing I gotta show you about this. This land is great. So there's the gigantic foam Mickey. He is calling somebody. Back in the day, you actually would buy phones like that. Now here's what they also have. This is a oversized, ginormous foosball table. Foosball was brought out in the 70s, hence why it's here. behind the foosball table, down the middle here where you drop that ball, big ball, is a big wheel. I had a big wheel. I love big wheels. That blue handle there, right there to the right, to the left, I'm sorry, the left is actually the brake. Would actually make you do really cool tricks. So that's the big wheel. As we walk through these guys at the goal, it is awesome. Done so stinking well. Let's spin back around and get a better view of the big wheel for you guys, because big wheels deserve something all themselves. Now, that's the 70s. So the 70s had foosball, big wheel, and then they had the Mickey telephone. Awesome. And then it goes back out to the back. But we're off. So we made it to the 80s and 90s, and we were met by Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head right there. Fantastic toys during that time period. That really was the 80s. And then blocking the stairwells here are Rubik's Cubes. For those who don't know what Rubik's Cube is, that's the goal, to make that square look like that. Each of the little squares turn, and it starts looking like that. So it is you turn to get it look like colors on each side. Now, what they did in the 80s and 90s here for Pop Century is they've combined them. 80s are to our right, 90s are to our left. So we will go down here. Now, along their buildings, you have Pac-Man, and you have break dancers, and you have a 4-story Roger Rabbit. For those who don't know, Roger Rabbit was a movie a little ahead of its time. It was a mixed animation live action movie. It was awesome, but I'll get in front of him and get a chance to show what he looks like. So this is the 80s. 80s run down along here. I'm going to show you Roger real quick. Now there's 3 buildings here, since this is combined of two different decades. And there's Roger Rabbit. Let's get in front of this. Roger Rabbit lived in a place called Toontown, and it was where adults, it was live action and cartoons coexisted. It was interesting. It has a pool for both decades, and the 90s has that. That, my friends, is a Walkman, Sony Walkman. It was the first true good portable radio you would have. It had a radio, it had an FM radio on it, and you would open it and put your cassette in it. Now remember, we saw the 8-tracks. Well, now it's grown to cassettes. Well before streaming and downloading music, it had this. And so this is the 90s, this is the 80s. We're walking, which is really kind of cool. Let me show you this. We're walking actually on a keyboard for a computer, which is kind of neat. And then the back building back there, that's their stairwell. Let me zoom in for you guys. Is a ginormous laptop. Clearly, again, more of the 90s, but it is really a neat element to have. So the 80s and 90s are the very back of the building. There's 3 buildings that wrap around it. It is a very neat space. It's kind of at the back end. So we're gonna walk our way back out to the front. And guys, I promise you repeatedly during this video, over and over and over and over again, that I'm gonna show you and tell you exactly why this resort as a value is as popular as it is, and why it may be the biggest bang for your buck, for your Disney dollar. And we all know Disney is not an inexpensive trip, but it's well worth every penny you spend. So hang on to me and I'll show you that secret one. All right guys, so we're back in the 60s, back to the main area. That's the main lobby straight ahead. This is the Big Pop. Now I've been teasing this entire video about this resort. What's this resort is apart from the rest of the value resorts. Now there are a ton of great value resorts. We love the All-Stars, all 3 of them. This resort, hard to get. We tried to book it. It's not easy to get a room here. You would say, George, why is it so hard to get a room at Pop Century? It is economically sound. The theming is solid. They still have larger than life characters at the entrances to everything. It has all the elements of a really solid, great value resort. But what it else brings are 2 things. 1, 2 forms of transportation. We have the buses like every other value resort has, but it also has access to the Skyliner. to the back of Pop, actually straight through the lobby, going straight through the 1960s, you can get that Skyliner. Now that Skyliner will take you straight out to Caribbean Beach Resort. From Caribbean Beach Resort, you can go to Epcot, you can go to Hollywood Studios, you can go to Riviera Resort. So now you have a way to jump off this and go out that way. That's one really great element. Here's the second. This is the actual central area where you have the hub where you grab on your Skyliner. There's two sides of this. We talked about it in the beginning. Pop Century was first. The art of animation was modeled after it. And guys, across this bridge, over this water, past this Skyliner depot, very short walk, is art of animation. Art of animation laid out identically, but art of animation's price point is much higher. But by staying at Pop, you get access to art of animation. 2 resorts in one, value price, 2 forms of transportation, not just buses, but those wonderful things, Skyliners. And if you want to come over here and spend time on art of animation, we're already there. We just walked across the bridge. We're now in art of animation. We look back, that's Pop Century. That's what sets this resort apart. That's what makes this, for Florida Parks After Dark, what we think is a slam dunk winner, no matter what. If you're looking to save a few Disney dollars, and you want to be able to come here and make the most of money you've earned, your hard-earned money, it's here. So guys, here's Florida Parks After Dark. I appreciate you guys coming along for this walk. Do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to our channel, take a couple minutes to take a look. We do have a fantastic video on art of animation. If you want to know what you'll get by staying at Pop Century by accessing art of animation, go take a look at that. We'll have some videos on the Skyliner ride as well. Take a look at that. But guys, this is a great resort. You guys have a fantastic day. Like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.
To get a hold of yourself. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me.